Hello, I'm Kelly Ryan, and I would like to welcome you to this month's edition of Are You In?, the monthly cable access show capably hosted by Carol Davis and Rick Merdan. Carol tells me that we're talking about giving today. You know, classically in the United States, we talk about giving at year end, and that happens really intensely at that time of the year because of the IRS and the income tax rules and regulations. What I've seen in Southwood County is that we are a giving community and we give throughout the year. And it's a pretty remarkable and generous community. For us, 1994 was the founding year for this community foundation, so that means in 2014 we will celebrate our 20th anniversary. And actually I just wanted to share with you that since inception we've had over 8,000 individual donors. You'll meet some of them today that have set up and established permanent funds within the Community Foundation at Incourage to meet the changing needs of this community. We are so fortunate as a community to have had the visionary philanthropy of Virginia Brazo. Virginia made some pretty remarkable contributions to help not only start this community foundation 20 years ago now, also to assure its sustainability with administrative support and to encourage others to participate, and others from all walks of life and from across the entire community, that everyone's dollar and everyone's contribution matters. Virginia initiated this organization, but initiated it fully aware that it would only reach its full potential if in fact it was embraced by and supported by the residents of this community. We are also going to recognize some of them who have passed away this year and in fact leave a lasting investment in this community foundation to help support ongoing work. I'd encourage you, not just at year end with the IRS, but really throughout the year, to think about in what ways can we give back to this community. Oftentimes it's through a bequest in an estate plan or in a will, and many times people will think that, you know, I don't have the largesse really to leave a gift in my will. And I'd suggest that all of us have the potential to leave something back to the community. Every gift matters. Every gift is magnified and made that much more impactful by being combined with others. On behalf of Incourage's staff and our board of directors, it's my pleasure to wish you and your family a happy holiday season, tell you that we appreciate you tuning in. Stay tuned for next year. Carol has big plans for 2014. It's our 20th anniversary, as I said earlier. So thanks for tuning in. I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our show.
Hello and welcome to
Are You In? A show by your Incourage Community Foundation.
It recognizes and celebrates the many good things happening in our community.
And it highlights the courageous work being done by our friends and neighbors.
We've got a lot happening on today's show.
This episode is all about giving.
Woohoo! When you help others, you help yourself. We'll hear from a resident who's helping others through her fund at Incourage.
We'll remember our donors who passed away in 2013 and celebrate the difference they've made here.
And there's always a lot happening at Incourage. Find out what's going on over the coming months.
Today we're on location at the site of a local building.
It's part of a monthly segment we call
Where Are We in Southwood County? We're not giving away where we are.
We'll give you a few hints, but you'll have to guess and stay tuned.
We realize this one's a little easy, but here's a hint. Number one, it was built in the year 2000.
And since it was built, nearly 500,000 people have been here.
All at once?
No.
It's got a ghost.
Whoa!
You won't want to miss this story.
We'll reveal where we are later, so stay tuned. We boast the most giving individuals and families in the world, and our community is the better for it.
Sadly, each year some of our donors pass away. They're gone, but they're not forgotten.
In this segment, we honor their memories, knowing that they've made a lasting impact in their community through their funds at Incourage.
Well, opinions vary as to what makes Incourage donors so special, so uniquely encourageous.
Well said, Rick. Our donors each make an impact, whether it's with $1 or $1 million.
It's the giving that counts. And in the studio today we have Pat Schutz, who has 2 funds at Incourage, and Mary Wirtz from our donor services team. Well, that brings us to the interview portion of the show today. December's theme is giving, so here to talk about giving we have Mary Wirtz from Incourage Community Foundation and Pat Schutz, a fund holder here. So Pat, could you start us off and talk about, you have 2 funds at Incourage, and could you talk about what gave you the idea to start the Schutz Family Advised Fund?
What started it was I was raised in a family that was all for giving. Okay. And I don't know, I developed it at a very young age. I felt I wanted to give to others. And so I ended up setting up a fund in memory of my mom and dad that would help other people.
Good. And what does your fund support then?
Well, this past year, in fact, just this past year, it supported Lincoln High School and also Assumption High School. Reason being that I had been a counselor at both of those schools. At Assumption this year they used their money to help fund a student's tuition. Okay. And in the Rapids School District they used the money this past year for an electronic pickup for the bass and also orchestra music for chamber players. Yeah. I'm very involved in music, and that's one reason that I kind of lean toward that direction.
Okay. I was going to ask you, do you come from a musical family? Why the interest in music? Okay.
My dad played the guitar, he played the mouth organ. My kids were involved in music. Yes, very definitely. Play? The piano, French horn, and I was drum majorette. So,
ooh, okay.
Wow.
All right.
To do all
do you still
things.
Twirl? Or?
I still know how.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So Mary, could you tell us about the variety of different fund options that are out there for people that have giving in their nature like Pat and many others?
Sure. So Pat gave the example that her fund is a donor advised fund. So what that means is that a donor or a fund holder can advise where they would like their grants to go every year. And they make recommendations to the community foundation how they would like their funds to be distributed. Other types of funds that we have are community grant funds, which are unrestricted, and those help whatever the needs are in the community at any given time. So I often say that today the needs are going to be totally different than they're going to be 10 or 20 years from now. So they're really the most flexible type of fund that we have. We also have designated funds where a donor is particularly interested in an organization or perhaps their church, so they designate their funds to go to that organization. And then we have scholarship funds. Those are pretty self-explanatory. We award scholarships to students in the Southwood County area through those funds. And then field of interest funds. So for example, if someone's interested in youth, they can set up a fund, and then we get requests for different things to support youth in the community, and those funds can be used for that. So there's really just a wide range of ways that you can be involved in the Community Foundation.
Okay.
And you don't have to be like super rich to have a fund. There's a build-a-fund option.
Right, we have a build-a-fund program where you can contribute as little as $25 a month, and you contribute up until the time it reaches either $5,000 for an unrestricted fund or $10,000 for the other types of funds that I described. And you can do that over a long period of time. So, in fact, we have a fund in memory of my mom that we started when she passed away in 2000. And every Christmas and her birthday, my brothers and sisters would contribute to that fund until now it's to the point where it can start making grants out into the community. So there is a number of ways to be involved. You don't even have to have a fund at the Community Foundation. You can contribute to our general and restricted fund, and that will help, as I mentioned, whatever the needs happen to be at any given time.
So Pat, how difficult was it to set up a fund? Do you have to be a rocket scientist?
No,
Good.
you don't. No, it was very easy. I think I went over to the foundation at the time and spoke to someone and then just started it.
Okay.
So,
I think you worked with Kelly at that time.
yes, I did.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
But I was really gung-ho on doing this. It was very important to me because I saw that throughout my whole life with my parents.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a strong need within a person. It did with me anyway.
Yeah. So I'll ask you, specifically at this time of year when there are so many opportunities to give, right? So as a giving person and you're looking at all those opportunities, what do you see the advantages of giving through a fund?
Then for one thing, you actually do it then.
Okay.
But if somebody wanted to give to a fund or they were thinking of it, and they asked me how to do this or what to do, I'd say, go for it. Because with me it was, yeah, go for it, but then I had to follow my heart, and that's what my heart said to do.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Okay, so we just have to clone your heart then, you're saying? Or?
Right. You can do that.
That would be a good thing.
So let's also talk about wills and bequests, Mary. If somebody wants to name Incourage in their will or a particular fund, talk a little bit about that. What's the process for that?
And that is actually very easy to do. They can contact me, and I can help them with that process, or their professional advisor that they're working with can contact me, and we can work through the specifics. But we do have bequest language right on our website, so they can download. There's a document out there that gives examples of how to name the Incourage Community Foundation in their will. It talks about, there's examples of types of funds that they could give to, or if there's a specific cause that they want to contribute to, they can do that. So it's actually very easy to do. It's a matter of a couple of sentences in your will,
And I will attest to that because I have Incourage, a couple funds, my parents' fund and then the environmental fund named in our will. So
yeah, so it's very easy to do.
I'll show my ignorance, but when you talk about wills and bequests, is that the same thing or are those different?
It would be the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And you can also make the community foundation a beneficiary, like in a life insurance policy. That's another way to be able to carry on your legacy after you're gone. You can also, you know, if you have mutual funds or something like that, you can list the community foundation as a beneficiary of those as well. So there's a number of different ways that you can carry on your legacy into the future.
So Mary, tell me about someone who has named Incourage in their will.
So we have a fund, the Walt Fund, and that actually came to us through a bequest. And we did not know that they had named us in their will. We would like to know, obviously, that people have done that, but they did not let us know that, and it is an unrestricted fund. So now it is doing just wonderful things for the community and carrying on their name forever for the things that they cared most about for this community.
All right, what a great legacy to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So Pat, you mentioned that your advice to somebody starting a fund is to go for it. But personally, what are some of the benefits that you've seen from starting a fund?
I suppose because of what's happened, like with the music people and with Assumption, the tuition has been given to kids for years and years. Not complete tuition, but partial tuition. And it's just a good feeling. I don't know how to explain good feelings. When you do anything for someone else, it makes you feel good inside.
Good vibrations.
Yeah.
We like good vibrations.
Yeah.
Right.
And to keep the vibrations going, we encourage you to keep encouraging others and for being our guest today, Pat.
Thank you.
Thank you both
Thank you.
for joining us in the studio today.
Yeah.
There's always a long list of things happening at the Community Foundation, but here are highlights for this month at Incourage.
We need your help deciding what will happen with our Tribune Building project.
Meetings take place the second Tuesday of each month at Centralia Center from December through January, from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. for idea gathering and decision making.
It's a free meeting and open to all, and we'll provide the pizza and refreshments too.
Ever wonder how you'll leave your mark in this world? Well, participating in this project means you'll be part of making history.
We also need your help on a different project. In November, we celebrated Veterans Day.
In the spirit of giving and to honor our veterans, consider a gift to the Wood County Veterans Memorial Fund.
They're expanding the Veterans Memorial in front of Wood County's courthouse and need to raise $30,000 to do it.
You'll find a donation form online at Incourage's website, or call us and we'll send you a brochure. Your contribution may be tax deductible.
Carol, it's always good to give.
And Rick, it's even better when you maximize your giving.
Maximization, that's right, and we're experts at that.
We are. For information on tax-advantaged year-end giving options, contact Mary Wirtz or Chelsea Mazurek at Incourage.
Every month we're working on many projects, but that's what's happening this month at Incourage. Okay, we're back and it's time to find out where are we in Southwood County?
Rick, did you know that Wisconsin Rapids Performing Arts Center draws visitors from as far away as Missouri?
Missouri? No, I did not. You'll have to show me.
Ha! It's the Show Me State. I
That's
got
right.
that. Well, did you know that it's hosted both a wedding and a funeral?
I did not. But did you know that we've seen a ghostly light at the Performing Arts Center?
No, I did not. We better ask Ted Mosconis to tell us more.
The Performing Arts Center is located on the campus of Lincoln High School at 1801 16th Street South, Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. This is truly a remarkable space. We are now in our 14th year here, and it is never quiet. We run over 100 events a year through here. We've seated almost 500,000 people in the years that we've been open. Because we have a space that works, a space that we can light well, that we can do good work with the sound, it's comfortable in seating, easy access, great parking. We're able to bring in a lot of things that would have been impossible in the past. Only about a third of the activities that take place, or the performances or the events that take place here, are school district related. The rest are from in our community or from outside of our community, where they hear that we've got a great facility and they want to come in and use it.
If you build it, they will come. And Ted Mosconis says visitors are coming from nearby states to attend shows here.
It brings in not only a lot of great acts, but it brings in a lot of people from out of town. When we have high-profile acts, like we had Johnny Rivers a couple of years ago, we had people from Upper Michigan, we had people from Minnesota, we had people from Missouri. So people came in from all over the place to see some of these big-name professional acts.
The Performing Arts Center's versatility means it isn't limited to only concerts and stage productions.
We've had a wedding, we've had at least 3 funerals, we've had corporate meetings, we had a taste of home cooking show on our stage, we've had circuses, we've had, you name it, and I think that we've had it.
You may not know that theaters have a spooky tradition. Ted tells us about the history of the ghost light.
Early in our opening year, we started to have some interesting electrical problems. Now, there's a superstition or tradition in the theater that you always leave a light on. It's called the ghost light. As the story goes, every theater has a ghost, and the ghost does not like to be left in the dark, so you always leave a light on. And because we were having some interesting challenges with the electrical system, the students at the time named the ghost Sparky. And so we leave a ghost light on. We tell people that's to make sure that nothing bad happens, because if we leave the ghost in the dark, bad things will happen on our stage. Now, the practical reason is you leave a light on so that somebody coming on the stage in the dark doesn't fall off the edge of the stage or run into something they shouldn't. So it's safety. But it makes for a fun story, and it's a great theatrical tradition.
For a rural community, the Performing Arts Center is a pleasant surprise to many professional performers.
To a person, we get the comment from the professional performers that are here, wow, what a great space. And that's not a comment that we elicit. They come in and they see that we have the space for them to perform appropriately. They listen to our room and they hear the great acoustics of this room, and they say, wow, that is a neat place. And you know, I never get tired of hearing that.
Well, that's it for today's show. Our second season of Are You In is wrapped up.
Wrapped up with a beautiful bow, and thanks to you, our dedicated viewers, we've been renewed for another year.
Woo,
Thank you.
awesome.
We love you.
While you mostly see the highly professional side of our production, we do slip up every now and then.
Yes, we did once last year. Today we leave you with some of the things that didn't quite make it into the Are You In show.
A huge thanks to River City's Community Access for their help with our second season.
We'll see you next year for another episode of Are You In?
Hello, I'm Kelly Ryan, and I am, what am I?
You're here.
I'm here. We just had a Christmas miracle.
Hello and welcome to
Are You In?
Okay, can we stop? You have to look at me.
I know, okay.
Look at me. Yeah,
over.
we're gonna slide
slide.
because, okay,
The
can we
electric
just
slide?
go
Can we do the
through
electric
these?
slide?
Yes, we'll do the electric slide. That takes us to the interview portion of our show.
Last year we welcomed cows. Let's bring out that cows bell. Okay, we screwed that up.
No, I thought you
I
did.
thought you did.
No, you.
No, you. Go ahead. And welcome to the interview portion
Will
of
you
our show.
stop that? Did I start or did you?
3, 2, 1. Oops, I'm going backwards.
You are speaking Klingon.
We have more segments?
Nope,
No,
that's it.
Okay,
We're good.
perfect.
Okay.
Let me, I'll go shut through.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just, there should be a stick.